Swim, bike, run, keeping it real with Garrick, Jackson, Laundry, and Nicholas Chase. Plus everyone's favorite host, Lisa Becker-Rice. This is the Real Triathlon Podcast. Training, racing, no filter, all hard.
And welcome back to the Real Triathlon Podcast. I'm Lisa Becker-Rice, your favorite host. And we got the whole gang here today. We got Jackson Laundry, Garrick Lowen, and Purple Nurple, aka Nicholas Chase. Guys, it's been a week. We got lots to talk about. We got the doping Olympics coming up, or the doping games. We got, I think, Nick, you want to talk about like building confidence on race day?
Yeah, I can. Do you have the show notes open, Lisa? Because you know you would know everything.
I do. I do.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of good stuff we can catch up on. But you know, it wouldn't be this show unless you didn't hear about Jackson bitching about his hip. So Jackson, I want to give you the floor.
Literally the last 2 weeks I'm like, I don't want to talk about it, and then you're like, Jackson's gonna complain, so I'm just gonna make him complain.
No, I think genuinely we all want to know because we care, and it's only because we love you that we have to make fun of you. So please tell us, how's it been going?
Last week, and yeah, it's not feeling amazing. So I don't know.
Do you have a mic today?
Yeah.
Oh, couldn't tell.
Anyway, we'll see. It's kind of, I'm being pretty.
What?
Their phone's ringing.
Lisa,
Is that Lisa? I thought I muted her.
Lisa, that's strike 3.
That's 30. Okay, hang on, let me fix this one. But anyways,
Now everyone's reaching for their phone. Everyone's like, oh, I'm getting a call.
Man, sorry for this technical difficulties, folks. We got Jackson.
Yeah, we'll take that out in post.
All right, anyways, I took a few days off biking just to see if I could speed up some process of healing, and I did my first kind of hardish bike in a week today, and it doesn't feel perfect, but I don't know if it's like the actual hip injury or if now it's like muscles that have been being weird for a while, so they're just kind of feeling not totally normal, because it's not like, oh my gosh, this hurts a lot. It's like it just feels different. So I don't know, we'll do some actual load testing. I haven't done any like actual sort of like, they're supposed to do a 40-minute brisk walk and a bunch of single leg hops and some side plank stuff, and I'll do some of that either Thursday or Sunday, depending how.
What about like stim or red light therapy or massage? Often Graston. Have you done any of that type of stuff to try to help?
Massage isn't going to do anything. It's like I had some of that. I had some therapy, and the glute muscle and some of those things were like pissed off, but it's not the cause. It's a reaction to the injury. So you can like go and fix those muscles, and then it'll go back to putting more pressure on the injury, and then the muscles will kind of react again to try to protect the area, and then so that's why I just took some of the time off. I don't know, like red light, I don't know. It's pretty deep in there, so I have actually done some of that because I have red light therapy, whatever, and I went to the spa and did some red light therapy, sauning and whatnot, but I think I'm gonna book a MRI with contrast and potentially go do that. If like it may be fine, it may be like, oh, I'll start ramping into running and it's actually fine, and it's just like the hip sort of waking back up again. But I want to book the MRI in case I need it. Anytime I've had an MRI without contrast hasn't shown anything really useful. So, but that's like $800 or something with contrast, but that's fine. I can just, it's worth it if it means not re-injuring the thing. So I don't know. It's just, I don't really know. Like I could go do all these fucking treatments to it and stuff, but then again, you're also just like aggravating it when every time you go in there and do shit to it. So
have you tried sitting in a really cold river?
Sat in a cold bath. Yeah. I mean,
you went up to the Nordic Spa this weekend. Did that have anything to do with it? Like recovery, or was that just a trip?
It was like a small consideration. That was during the 3 days I was taking off biking. So I'm like, let's just, Olivia wanted to go up, and we usually go once a year, and we went up and did that for a few hours, which I thought, yeah, this is good. Like, I think it definitely can help with inflammation when there's an inflammation issue. I don't think it's an inflammation issue, but I thought maybe that'll do something. I don't think it did anything, but it was nice. And I took Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, all I did was swimming and no other training. So that was good. I did a 7K
monster
open water.
base swim, 7K open water base swim.
Just punishing himself.
Greg Harper special.
It doesn't even feel hard to like. If my shoulders could handle more swimming, I could swim 40K and it wouldn't feel like. And even the biking, like it doesn't feel difficult to do a lot of volume when you aren't running or you're not really training hard. Like, I'm not doing any really, really high intensity intervals on the swim or bike. Like, I'm kind of peaking out at like threshold because I just don't want to like put that huge high torque on it. But yeah, I mean, it just feels so easy. Like, I would do more biking and swimming if I was certain that it was not doing anything to the hip. But
what about a recumbent? Have you tried that? I think that's the game-changing move. Recumbent.
Haven't tried that.
Have you tried attacking it from the inside? You go in rectally, and you got to whittle your way around, and then you get to the inside of the hip, and you just finger diddle it a little bit and makes it nice and loose.
If I thought that had any type of merit, I would probably do it. But
they do it in Russia.
We're gonna know in the next week if how this load testing goes this week and how things are feeling, and hopefully if it doesn't feel good, like if I do if I do the 40-minute walk and it's like this doesn't feel right, I think I'm gonna wait until I get the MRI with contrast, because I'm not gonna even if it's feeling not great for reasons that are fine to run through, I don't want to risk it again, because every time you freaking breathe on this thing, it just 3 more weeks, have fun. So
for our listeners' sake also, Jackson, your microphone is getting disrupted by your movement, and I can hear it like the Dickens. So you got just little disruption on that would be great too. Garrick, I know he was thinking it too.
I was just about to say it, but I didn't want to interrupt him while he was doing it.
Probably because it's touching the table.
That is exactly it. You mute yourself and you can get her situated if you want. We can just continue waiting for Lisa to come back if she's ever.
Yeah, we got.
back.
Lisa
what's she
is
doing?
back. She's muted, so she's gonna have to unmute herself here.
Hi, sorry. I'm back. I don't think I missed
Meg.
anything, right?
Who let you back in the house?
Nice one. Garrick's on it. So yeah, the Jackson injury recovery saga is ongoing. I think he's pretty close to trying the rectal attack of the internal hip.
Pelvic floor therapy via the rectum.
Yeah, everybody's doing it.
You need rectal stimulation. Steve has experience. So
Wait, what? Steve,
Probably done prostate exams and stuff.
tell us more. Tell us the technique.
if you're a little impacted, he can help you out.
I
He
did
prefers to
not
do it
watch.
without gloves, though.
I did not watch the enhanced
Or
games,
hands.
but I guess you need to hear your takes on it, Lisa, since you're the one who's a big fan of the enhanced games.
Enhanced games. All we've heard about Lisa is how excited she is about the enhanced games. So, Lisa, go ahead.
Yeah.
Give us your rant.
Were there any women, by the way?
Yes, there were. But get out of here. I am not excited about this. I
Oh.
think it's like a circus. It is so I think I had reposted something on my Instagram that someone had posted about the enhanced games kind of misses the point of what competition and what sports are all about. And I definitely agreed with that. And then someone responded to my story and said, but it's just for entertainment purposes. That's what sports are supposed to be, entertaining. But I'm like,
Well, that's not all sports are.
exactly.
Both. They're entertaining and they're also you feel good because you're like, these people dedicated their lives to kicking this little soccer ball everywhere. Whoa.
Well,
Crazy.
you're just how, it's admiring a craft that somebody does. Like an artist, we admire their work. It's the same thing. You admire an athlete. How far can they push their bodies? How talented can they be? Can you see the training pay off? And so I'm just anti-enhanced games, but the whole thing was just comical because I'm pretty sure they built this 4-lane pool within a week. they like built the whole complex in Vegas like in a couple weeks, and it just seemed all last minute thrown together. Apparently there was they claim, you know, a world record was broken in the men's 50-meter freestyle. But there's videos circulating social media that shows that the time that they said it was actually like half a second slower than like based on
how much faster than the actual non-enhanced world record was it? Do we know that? Like, was it like 2 seconds faster, some crap?
No, it would point like
0.07,
tenths of seconds.
I think.
With all the dope and that's all they got? Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
The thing about all these athletes is that they're like retired and well past their prime.
Oh.
Like, and they just dope them up.
Nathan Adrian ain't joining that one.
Okay, wait. Hang on a sec, though. There's some other stories here we're missing. So apparently Fred Curley competed clean, as did the Tristan Evelyn, who won the women's 100 meter. And they did it to like for the money and to prove that you could, which actually adds up. Like if you look at Fred Curley, I remember I'm just reading this now, and this is an article by The Guardian. So I mean, I don't know. It
gotta be real.
It could be legit, could be not. But basically, what happened? Like the only thing I saw from this is the Instagram video of Fred Curley winning in like 9:97, and I just saw it and I was like, he doesn't look like he's on steroids or something. Like he looks normal. Like he's actually for a sprinter not as like jacked. Like he's a bit more of a lean build. And then now it's saying, oh, he wasn't actually on drugs. I don't even think he set a PR. He ran 9:97, and and the female winner did the same. She ran 11:25 and won. So they kind of were like, this proves that you can win without this stuff. So that they're kind of like sticking it to the enhanced games a little bit there.
But also a lot of those guys in the 100 like ran really freaking slow.
Yeah.
But like I just don't know what their PRs were and how many years after their PRs they were. Like a lot of college.
Sounds like it was a failure to me based off of this feedback. Like, it was kind of like interesting, but it didn't really like do a whole lot of cool shit besides just put a bunch of people who used to be good on drugs and mess them up a bunch. Who knows for the next 20 years, and then they went not that fast.
Well, I think
it didn't turn out exactly how like the hype had it. I don't know if I follow Cody Miller quite a bit, and he's in it, and they went to this huge training camp in the Middle East and everything, and they were like, they're even racing in illegal suits. Like everything was like completely doped up. Apparently they had proper supervision for all their enhancements, but the angle that he was taking was more that like we need to make our sports more of a show and make more money. And he went to the Olympics a few times. He went Commonwealth Games, Pan Am Games, or not Commonwealth, sorry, just Pan Am Games. Obviously he's American, and he basically made no money doing that whatsoever. Like all his money comes from hustling outside of racing.
Yeah, but at what cost are you willing to make that type of money is the question. I think that's the big question for me.
Yeah, that's the main question. And I think that's probably why they're struggling. I mean, obviously, they weren't able to get the best talent. Like, they probably tried to recruit, like, all these people who already have PRs that are, like, world elite, like, top level, and are still in shape, and nobody would do it. Because they don't want their legacy to be that, it
feels like this would be like the OnlyFans Olympics. Like, not many people would really want to put their name on it, but like people would be making a lot of money, and some people would watch it, and most people would avoid it.
But if you still, I don't know. I guess like if you also look at like what the enhanced games are, it's like a byproduct of like this enhanced, like they have. It's like a product line. Enhanced is a product line, and they're selling. Testosterone, they're selling
peptides, maybe
GLP-1, they're selling all these supplements on their website, and they're just saying like go get your own enhanced protocol.
So and it's just wow.
These GLP-1s, man, I can't even with the GLP-1s. Like I understand it's probably tough to lose weight after years and years and years and years, but like what's going to happen in 30 years when GLP-1 side effects really start catching up with people who get stuck on them? Like, I'm scared for that.
Same thing with like peptides. Like this, we're in the peptide
Yeah.
pushing
People
world
are taking
right now.
peptides that make their skin darker.
Yeah, and then they get crazy amounts of moles all over them. Apparently.
Is this
Also,
world?
none of the peptides are regulated. A lot of them is literally nothing. Like you order it and they've done tests on some of these and it's like water basically. Like
Your body makes
you're
it
not
already,
actually
man.
getting any peptides.
I just say, do you guys remember like in the Hunger Games, like the Capitol? Like you guys have all seen those movies, right? The Hunger Games, the
You mean
Capitol,
this
how
is-
they're all
the Hunger Games is real
living.
life.
This is like that Capitol is like the world we're like turning into, where
It
people
is.
are like drinking drinks that make your stomach like able to absorb more food so you can keep indulging in more food. And I don't know, it's crazy to me.
I will go to the grave on this one, but I believe Hollywood has been desensitizing us to this future that we've been stepping towards this entire time. And you can probably look at The Simpsons and they've predicted this whole thing probably 30 years ago. All right.
And
No worries.
just saying, the most popular movie of like the last several years, the dude met an alien in the freaking movie. Ryan Gosling hangs out with an alien. That's like the whole plot line of the movie.
Yeah.
Wait.
So
The Hail Mary,
Hail Mary.
Project Hail Mary. It's a great book too.
It's a better book than a movie, man. The movie
sure,
was good,
for
but
sure.
like I watched the
Nick, you're just saying that because that's what everyone says who read the book.
because I made my own movie. Okay, when you read a book, you have made your own movie and you love it, and then you go to see someone else's movie and you're like, why does Ryan Gosling not remember? He's so unprofessional. I had him way more dialed in. Like I don't get it, but I love Ryan Gosling. He's my hero.
Okay, so
Beautiful man.
before we get off the enhanced games, I do want to go over some like potential positives to the enhanced
Ooh.
games.
Let's end
So-
on that note.
So like obviously I didn't watch it. I don't think it's cool to like do obviously performance enhancing drugs, and I would never freaking do that. I don't care if they're paying me like $10 million. I just wouldn't do it.
20
but
million?
the thing that you like, there's also, so the people who do it are probably people who either have already doped in their sport or would be more likely to dope. Not saying everyone there was a doper when they raced, because probably not, but it may take dopers out of clean sport is one thing that could happen. Another thing that could happen is you could have like studies that run off of these athletes that are like open about what they're taking, and they could find better ways to detect stuff because you've got this huge pool of athletes and they say exactly what they take, when they take it. They could just be part of these studies, and like that could be a requirement of it. And then I think the last like potential positive that like I don't think is as kind of, I don't know, it's more like in the selfish way. Like some of these athletes who, yeah, they didn't make anything in their career and they like spent 20 years and they made it to the Olympics when they got 10th place and they made $0 off it, have a chance to put all those years of work to actually making some money. And I wouldn't do it. Like I said, it's not worth it to me. I think it's, but I could see where like someone who's like, oh, I'll do this for 6 months. I'll set a record. I'll make $1 million, and then I'll actually have gotten something to like bring forward for the rest of my life that came from this. That's actually like monetary value. Obviously, that's kind of weak. Like I'm not in love with that answer, but I don't know. I see some potential positives out of it, and I don't think it's going to become this like everybody's going to the enhanced games and like that's what the new era of sport is. Like I really don't think it'll be that, and I don't want it to be that. But also I think they need to have, if they don't already, I think they need to have like a minimum age of like 28 or something. Like you can't be like bringing athletes in who are young and like actually
corrupting.
having people growing up in the sport being like, oh, when I turn 18, I'm going to go to enhanced games. Like that would be really bad.
Yeah.
That's my thoughts. But I still didn't watch it. Still don't really like it. Just saying maybe they could spin some actual ways to make clean sport better as well out of the enhanced games potentially.
Well, I just watched that series on Apple TV. Margot has money troubles or whatever it is, and it's actually pretty good, but it's about OnlyFans, and like this gal who, anyway, she gets caught up in it to make money, and like I'm neither like really opinionated on what people do with their lives to make money, but there was a quote that the mom told Margot, and it was so like changed my opinion about like people who do, you know, sex work and all that stuff, or even people who are doing this doping type stuff for sports. It like you're giving everybody every reason and everything they need to make a negative opinion about what you're doing because of like the path you're taking. Like, yeah, you might be taking care of your family, maybe it's helping you out, but like everyone is going to judge you so harshly and be pretty much not on your side because you're doing this thing in a way that's like so counter to like why we really compete. It's crazy. So I just feel like I don't know if it's going to stick around, man. I hope it doesn't. But if it does, it's because we're in the Hunger Games for sure. And eventually they're going to like start giving them, hey, these enhanced athletes, now we armed them with AK-47s. And they're going to go in this arena and like who can run away the fastest wins and doesn't get shot. Like, I hope not.
Yeah.
All right. The main topic for today, which I think is pretty relevant, only because I went to Chattanooga and I ran into a lot of age groupers and I saw a lot of panicking. I heard a lot of stories, and I wanted to talk to you all and get your opinions and offer our audience a lot of really good takeaways from what it takes to build confidence on race day. And that is super general, so it can go a lot of directions, but you know, in the notes, there's a couple of things you guys can pull from, but I think, is it like, and I'm asking whoever wants to take it, like, is it key sessions? Is it how you've planned it? Is it looking back at your training peaks and understanding how fit you are? Is it just because your coach believes in you? Like, what, in your opinion, and whoever, I'm going to give you 1 through 10. Jackson, guess a number.
2.
Lisa?
4.
Garrick?
3.
It was 8.
Garrick did not want to
So
go
that
first.
So whoever was closest to 8, you go first. Tell me about, you know, just briefly, what makes you feel confident on race day based off of whatever has happened in your life to get there?
Is that me then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Honestly, for me, a lot of it just has to be like, what was my consistency leading up to race day? If I can look back at the past 8 to 12 weeks and say like, yeah, I think about 95% of that I did all the workouts prescribed. I didn't do anything I had no superhuman days, and I didn't have many days where I felt like absolute crap. I was just like strong, consistent, showed up every day, got the work done. I think that drawing on that gives me huge confidence to take into race day. And then, but also for me, a lot of going into race day has to do with like my mental state. That makes me sound like I'm crazy, but like if I'm going into a race, like I'm 90% excited, 10% nervous, that's usually when I'm going to have some of my best performances. So just maintaining a level of like excitement and curiosity as to like what the work will do.
When I hear about people being excited, I want to know what the hell that means. Because everyone, it's the number one question we all get. Are you excited for the race? I'm like, I don't know. Honestly, do I get excited about anything anymore?
I get excited about racing. I hate when people say, "Are you ready for the race?" I hate
like
that.
2 weeks before, you're like, I'll be ready right before the gun goes off.
Exactly. But I think exciting, I think when I say I'm excited for the race, it's not just like the race from the gun start to when you cross the finish line, but it's more so like the race weekend, traveling, seeing people you like, or like your teammates, your friends that you don't get to see all the time. The act of going to the airport, even though travel sucks, but like there's something exciting about going to the airport, like something big is happening. I get to leave altitude. I freaking hate living at altitude. It's so high. I'm going to go to sea level. I'm excited to actually sleep and recover.
Optional, by the way.
What?
Living at altitude is an option.
I know, but I'm stuck here now. Steve said we can't leave. So.
All right.
But
so for you,
yeah.
Lisa, confidence is consistency, and then looking forward to like the processes that are going into race week, whether it's like people or the energy that you can pull. Okay, so that's a good start to this. I think, Jackson, you're next.
All right. Well, she took mine, but the best indicator of how you're going to race is definitely how much consistency you've had over the last few months. And of particular importance is like the closer, like people say, oh, you know, like a bad week, a week out isn't going to ruin your race and whatever. And that's true, but it still is the most important week. Like that week is more important than the week 3 months ago, which is more important than the week 3 months before that. So it's like each of these weeks matters. The closer weeks matter more. So if you've had a couple good weeks, you might feel really confident. But if you had like crappy base training for like 3 months before that, or you haven't been running for like 6-7 weeks because of a hip injury, you're probably not going to have a lot of confidence in your racing from that point that year. But if you screw up a week right before the race, but you're like, you know what? I trained great for like 3 months before this. You're probably still going to have a really good race. Maybe not like the perfect race, but still a really good race could happen. So definitely the consistency in training, and I think not having like hero sessions, like you said, is good to make sure you're just being, you know, relatively good every time. But then also having some, it's kind of a tricky one because having some like relatively recent races is good. Or even like test sessions that kind of were like races. Like if it's your first race of the year, I personally would have more confidence if I did at least like a 5K or something a month or two before, to just like kind of get myself into the race mindset and scrape the cobwebs off, like people like to say. The thing is, I don't think it actually helps your performance physically. I think it's all mental to do some of those test efforts. So like Joe Skipper's on this training plan where he's doing a race every weekend or two in his training for Ironman Austria. And he loves it, and like he probably shows up to every race and performs like a few % worse because he's in heavy training, but then he just like gets good training out of it, and then he seems to race well with it. So that approach can work too. I don't like that. I like a little bit of racing to like sharpen up, but mainly just consistent training and feeling like I've nailed the training block.
Well, think about the general competitor too, not a pro. Like you might race twice in a year, you might race once, and so those key sessions are pretty key. If you can't get them in, if you can't build the consistency, if you are getting sick because your kids or whatever, or if your life is out of your own hands and everyone else is dictating and making you feel like shit for going off on a 4-hour bike ride, like there's a lot of different things that age group athletes go through because this is not a primary aspect of most people's lives. It is a secondary or a tertiary aspect where they just want to do something besides go to work. So yeah, I think those are all key things to remember as we start to talk about this too. So Garrick, what do you got?
Well, I agree with what both of you guys said. So obviously consistent training is key. And when you don't mess up that like reach week, like Jack said, that always helps. And then I like doing a lot of like low priority local races too, like Jack said. That is a good way to get you into your routine, right? So you're more comfortable race morning, going to bed the night before, eating dinner the night before, then having breakfast that morning, and like getting into it when you go into just a low priority race. And then you go through the motions, you remember, okay, it hurts this much, it sucks. And you're like, okay, well, I can do that. I can handle that. That's fine. You know, you get comfortable being uncomfortable. And then what I'll add that's unique to this, what builds confidence for me is having my equipment dialed. So knowing that, okay, I got a new pair of shoes for this Ironman. I bought a brand new chain. I have, the best wheels I could get with the best tires and the best cockpit setup, the helmet, best helmet, stuff like that. Always just kind of gives me a bit more confidence knowing that all the power I'm going to put through the pedals is going to send me forward. And I love the day before racking my bike and looking at it and being like, this is the best setup I could have put together. That gives me confidence.
I think there's a lot of missteps on that one. Go ahead, Lisa.
I was just going to say, I think also a part of that too is just especially for these age group amateur athletes, is to maybe take your bike to the bike shop the week of race and say, like, give it a rundown, give it a tune up, give it just like make sure all the bolts are torqued to the right torque. None of them are rusty. If they're rusty, replace them. I only say this because an athlete I coached, he was gearing up for a big Ironman a few years ago, and mile 25 of the bike, one of his air bars just snapped, like completely off.
Is
So he
this
had
Christian Blumenfeld that you coach?
Wait,
this is not Christian,
This
but it
Anthony
was just
Costas.
because it was like the bolts were way too rusty. They had just reached their limit, and
This
that's
Jackson
when it
Laundry.
decided to give out. So
Yeah, I haven't had it. Wait, when's the last time I had an equipment
yeah,
issue?
but you've had the rusty bolt syndrome pretty bad. I've seen that.
So that's always a good thing. I think it is good to, I feel like that's like a checklist thing too. Like when you're preparing for a race, if you create a checklist, like, okay, I have my swim skin, I have my this, I have that. And when you check it off, you're like a little bit more confident because there's a whole lot of what if this, do I have that type of thing? Because I feel like it's like calming the brain.
Yeah, I
think
for
No,
sure.
You go, Nick. You haven't said anything. You go. You do your big one first.
Well, it's not more confidence in action. It's more like I like to think about things well in advance. I like to make individual piles of stuff like 2 weeks out from a race, especially if it's like the first few races of the season or if I'm not racing a lot, like the race belt, the body glide, the speed laces, all those little things that you know you're going to really want. But what I've seen problems with the athletes I work with and even some of our athletes on the team is they put too much faith in their mechanics. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't, but you should at least ask questions about things that you don't understand from your mechanics, especially like if you're scared to take off or put on a rear derailleur, you just practice at your house. Like, test it out. It's like find threads that you just don't want to cross thread, and it's not that difficult. But those types of things, because there was an athlete who went to Chattanooga, took her bike into her mechanic to get her disc wheel fitted. For some reason, nobody knew that it was a old 11-speed going to a 12-speed hub. From the disc was an 11-speed setup going to a 12-speed setup currently. So they got it all rigged, and then the brakes don't fit. Obviously, it's like they're in a completely inch different area. And panicking literally the day before a race at the tent, trying to get mechanics and having to buy a brand new disc at the race site, because
Brand new disc wheel.
yeah, brand new disc wheel. Just I'm gonna need one anyways. I figure I might as well get it now. It's just, and the stress coming off that situation was just so high. I can't imagine not having that confidence. Wait weeks in advance, and also like bike shops take a couple weeks to get you your shit. So you might take it in race week, and they're like, "We're like 3 weeks out, so you just leave it here." So I think you have to get ahead of this last minute shit, because that is honestly the biggest problems I see when it comes, and also not understanding how to take care of your own gear or understanding what gear you have. People just get so overwhelmed with decision fatigue, they just wing it. That's what I've seen more commonly than anything. Like, fuck it, I forgot to train these last 4 to 5 weeks. That life was going on. I had a promotion. We traveled and we went on a cruise. Or people will go on a cruise like 2 weeks before a key race, and they just don't do anything. I'm like, all right, well, it's gonna hurt out there pretty bad. Like, you just had to run around that stupid boat track a few times, and you might be all right. So I think it's the processes and how you think about everything that adds up for the last 6 weeks before a race. Not just training, but gear, having a crack pipe for your disc wheel that you lose every single year when you buy 3 of them, making sure your little travel pump works. You understand what the fuck sealant is and how that works in the ecosystem. There's just a lot of things you just cannot avoid.
I am a big fan of tubes for age groupers, to be honest.
Yeah, I could see that, because sealant and tubeless stuff, we could probably create 5 to 10 video series on it, and nobody would still understand how to do it.
It's annoying to do. It takes. You shouldn't have to maintain your freaking inside of your tire. It should be fine as long as the tire lives. That's my theory. So
I've got a way that they could do it. So we'll fix this and we'll move on. If every single sealant situation, if you just had like this tiny little, like those popsicles that are like in that little plastic sleeve, when they're thawed out, they're just like liquid, right?
Yeah,
Imagine
like
those freeze ice whatevers. Imagine if that was just lined on the inside of your tire, and so the second that it punctured, it would stay internal, and then it would just squirt out and seal itself. But you never had to insert it.
They're doing that with like actual car tires now. They're lining the inside of them. And I think the military has been doing that or the U.S. military has been doing that for like 50 years. They just haven't told anybody.
So, anyways,
or just ride with cush core. If you get a flat,
real good rolling resistance.
Low roll. I only say that because on the ride I did on Saturday, a guy that we rode with got a flat, and it was a new bike, and he's like, "Yeah, it's tubeless," and we're like, "Okay, it's not holding a CO2, and we don't see a leak," and he had cush core in it. And so we had to freaking take the cush core out, put a tube in. There was a thing of like spatula of like sealant just like dried up. It was awesome. Crazy.
All right.
I don't know. I like tubeless. It's like just such better peace of mind.
too.
I feel like you should be able to do it. Like you should be able to figure that one out.
It's like a
put it back
10-year
together.
learning curve that people
I don't
are
know
on
why
right now.
it's not that hard.
It's not
requires
hard. It's
effort.
just annoying because the freaking sealant it needs to be replaced like every month. That's the annoying part.
We got to pass or smash for that.
Yeah.
So building confidence, does that come from just relentless day after day nailing things? I mean, it's probably going to be different for everyone based off your goals or finishing, but I think like confidence doesn't come from just random occurrences that happen. Like you have to actually make them happen for yourself. And I think people forget to look at the last 6 races they've done over the past few years or whatever and figure out most common things that they got wrong. And other stuff like, I biked too hard on race day. Oh, I've said that every single race. Like, how many times are you going to overbike and then walk the run? Like, you got to fix that. That's a mental thing. What's up?
Yeah.
It's just a famous picture of 2 guys standing or walking the marathon in an Ironman talking about how fast their bike split was.
Yeah. How does a coach help build confidence for you guys?
I think as a coach, you just need to not over-program your athlete. Don't give them too many workouts that they can't do, right?
Yeah, James.
Because then they're not gonna, not be able to complete them, but like not have time to get it in. Like if someone can only train 12 hours, don't give them 20 hours of training. If you have an athlete that you've worked with and 3 weeks out, he always mentally folds because that's when you're kind of hitting that peak, that reach phase. Just be consistent. Don't give him a full reach phase because he's just going to crumble or she's just going to crumble for the race. Stuff like that.
I also think athletes who are coached, and if you don't ever want to follow what your coach puts in there, after like, say you've had all the conversations like, this is how much time I've had per week and per day, and I'm a good athlete, I put in trips coming up and obligations. If at the end of the day, like you don't want to do the training that's in there and you just want to go on long bike rides or make something up or go to run club or whatever, like don't get a coach. Like, and that's okay. Like you don't have, if you are a triathlete, you do not have to have a coach. Like if you want to follow a plan, you want somebody to hold you a little bit more accountable and call you out when you're doing dumb shit, like then get a coach. But if you just want to have race and have fun and like enjoy swimming and biking and running and like go on random adventures, like don't get a coach. Just don't do it. Just go find an AI training. Yes, this is experience, but also just like find an AI training thing if you want to like have somebody make workouts for you. Don't want to think about coming up with workouts, or Zwift has lots of bike workouts. Like buy a training plan off Training Peaks for $20 for 3 months. Do something like that. But don't get a coach.
So don't don't hire me or Lisa or Garrick, and don't do any of that. We don't make our living somewhat off of coaching or anything. Don't even do it. Waste of money.
Get a coach if you are like want to see progress and like follow a plan. But if you're someone who just wants to do different adventures every single weekend, like just do those adventures. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with it.
I like it. So, real life question, because this past week I've felt this every single day of waking. You ever just feel like really shitty about like training and you're just lethargic and it just is like you have to.
I got no time for this shit right now at all. I can't even.
Jackson.
I was thinking about this today. I was like, oh my God. All the times I thought like, man, training's hard. Like, I don't want to do this. And now I would just die to be able to train hard and freaking actually work hard and work towards something. And how like you just freaking, you do not know how good it is until you don't have it. And I know you've been injured and and I've been in your spot before too. So like, I get it.
I'm not saying that I have not been going through and done everything I'm supposed to, but I'm just letting you know that I have been feeling like I've been dragging around 2 bags of ass attached to one body, and I'm getting it done, but I feel like so effing tired. And I don't know if it's just because like when you have these really good, finally good performances, like the fatigue just sticks around longer, or what it is. But like I just been struggling on feeling like I'm not old. I think that's probably the main thing.
When you have a monster race and you really go to the well, like for long course, it really, when you get back into training, you really feel it. You can really catch that lingering fatigue.
And I think it takes like a solid 10 days to really fully recover from a half too.
That's where we are. We're about there. And even today's workout, I was able to do all of the threshold and all the over threshold intervals, but like getting to that point, like an hour warm up, I was like 80 to 115 watts. Just like, am I going to be able to ride 150 watts? And then you're cranking 330 to 400 and you're able to do it. But like the in-between parts felt like death, but the hard parts felt good. So anyways.
Yeah.
Well, you're also really far from Roth, which is your next race, right? It feels like
July 5th. So
feels like because they're like 6 weeks from that. So you're like, oh man, you're in the grind phase where you don't feel good yet from your last race. You'll start feeling good, and then you've got to really push through like 3 weeks, and then you're getting close to the race. So you're like, okay, almost there. Like you can do it.
Yeah, you're in the thick of it.
This is also though. There's a feeling there that a lot of people just don't understand, and they'll just give up. They'll be like, I'm so tired, I'm in a hole. But it's that they don't understand the fatigue of training and when to push through it, right? And I think that's something that a lot of professional athletes understand and feel, and they know when to go through it. Nick, you've been through it so much. You know the answer. You know when you
just
need
keep
it.
going. The rule is keep training until it feels better. And I think when I first bring athletes on, and I do hit some pretty heavy weeks on folks, and I don't give a lot of days off unless you really need one. But they are like, I'm really sore. I'm really tired. And I'm like, yeah, that's what we're training you to push through. That fatigue, that level of lethargy where you can still get more out of yourself, but it's a mental, emotional commitment to getting that shit done, because everyone could hit the easy button and snooze and not get up early and do it later, but it takes somebody special in a routine level of confidence building to get up day after day when you're feeling like shit, to keep pushing through even though it feels like shit.
Yeah,
that's my life.
Also, a thing that I always think happens is your body likes to stay, like your training is a lot momentum based. So if you've been training a lot, your body's used to training a lot, it feels normal, you feel good as long as you're not overtraining. Then the same thing when you go to race, you taper, you do the race, you recover a few days, your body's now not that used to training a lot. So it takes some time to shift that momentum back into your body accepting the training load. So I always find after a race, I gotta like those first 3, 4, 5 days back into decent training, it really is like a mental grind. It feels harder than it actually is. And then once you get through that phase, and you're probably just about there, it's like, oh, okay, now it's starting to feel easy. You almost have to get like one solid bike, run, swim workout where you feel bad, paces aren't that great, but you're just doing the work, and then the next one starts to feel not bad.
I think Lionel needs to listen to our podcast if he wants to get his shit together, because we got the best advice out there, bud.
Yeah, I think we got it. We've been nailing it today, guys.
All right, what's next?
Probably the segments.
I don't even know.
I think it's
Pass or smash?
Pass or smash.
Oh,
All
yeah. Garrick, on it. On it. I think everyone's like, all right, I like this.
all right.
Everyone's got the full song, you know. Now it's just the highlights. So you've
Yeah,
been here.
Love it, Garrick. All right, who wants to kick them off?
All right, first one, pass or smash. Emails that say, love your content.
And then they
Pass.
offer you
Pass.
some bullshit. Pass on that.
We're a watch company, and we're willing to give you $20 off this watch if you do 8 posts.
Yeah. I get a lot of women's lingerie ones. I'm like, do you even know who I am, folks? Why am I part of this pool? I'm like, I don't wear this stuff.
I got some foot fungal one recently, but it was going to pay. Like,
I mean,
decent
that
money.
seems
I said,
applicable.
Sure.
I saw Lisa doing that freaking crazy watch / bike computer situation. I was like, all right, Lisa bit. She getting paid.
Guys, we got to make money sometimes. So
Yeah. Yeah.
like,
Go to the
subscribe,
internet games.
comment.
Gotta make money sometimes. That's a really good t-shirt.
Subscribe to Lisa's OnlyFeed account for her fungal.
Foot fungal
fungal-
coming soon.
Foot fungus.
God. All right. The next one. This is a good one. I've done this, so I'm gonna preliminarily smash this one. Adjusting your training peaks so it's all green.
Okay.
Like,
Pass.
you adjust the
Pass.
workouts. If it says like an hour workout, but you only did 30 minutes, you adjust it so it said like it was supposed to be a
Planned.
30
Yeah,
minute
you just
workout.
do planned amount.
Yeah.
I called Sam Long out on it, and I didn't like call him out. He did this like 4 or 5 years ago when he was with, what's his name, Coach?
Ryan Bolton.
Bolton.
Yeah, and it was like, he was like, oh, I felt good, so I did this long. I think it was a swim or something, and it was like 6,500 meters, and it was like hour 39 or something, and it was exactly planned and completed. Was an hour 39. I'm like, bro, you changed this. Like, there's no way he's like, yeah, I did. It was fine.
Well, I don't
See,
think there's
I
anything
always-
wrong with it.
I always leave it because I like to see the difference between what was planned and what I did.
Well,
Yeah.
usually if I do change it, it's because like for example, I was 7 minutes over on my ride today, and so I had a 30-minute run, but I just felt like a skeleton, and so I ran 23 minutes, and then I'm going to make that green because I went 7 minutes over. I still got the total volume. I just didn't get it all on the run. So,
But it's
to
7
me,
minutes of biking
same-
worth 7 minutes of running. I think it's more like 2 to 1. You almost had to do 14
Yeah.
minutes of biking.
Nope,
Yeah.
not me. Maybe that's you, but not me.
Clearly, he didn't have to because it's all green.
Who's got? Oh, this one. So recently, I think they're coming back. But like the next time I see it, somebody entering a cold plunge from 6 different camera angles, just so they can just be like, "Ooh, oh, it's cold. Oh no way, it's a cold plunge. Man, it's cold. I'm breathing." Like, fucking pass on that. I'm tired of that shit.
I think
The only way I wanna watch a
plunges
cold
just in
plunge
general
video-
as an athlete.
The only way I want to see that cold plunge is if they're someone breaking the ice, a hole in the ice to actually go into the cold plunge. That's the only impressive cold plunge videos.
That's dirty.
There's this one guy who does triathlons. I think his name is Noah, and he's like an influencer triathlon-y person. And he does that. He like takes a sledgehammer to the ice, and then he
Yeah.
gets in, and then he says something motivational.
That's pretty dirty. I can get behind that part. He's the exception.
Yeah.
But if it's like just to try to sell a different version of some other same bullshit, get out of here. Pass.
So pass.
Unless it's me doing it. All right, who's going next?
All right. Recovery gadget data. Quote on data.
Well, yeah, like
So
where
it's
all the
sleep
wearables.
metrics. Yeah.
Actually, I'm gonna smash this. But I had a conversation with my friend Ben on a ride today, and he's like, I thought I slept great last night, and then my Garmin gave me you slept like 40, like a 40 score of 40. He's like, I woke up feeling fresh. I slept over 8 hours, and then I saw that, and I started feeling more tired and worse.
Jeez, that's the problem.
That's the whole problem. And I don't even
That's
think
the
the
issue.
watch ones are that accurate.
No. You can
So,
nudge
like-
them. They don't make contact with your skin. Like, they just... And plus, you don't want that EMF while you're trying to sleep. That's disrupting your sleep.
Yeah. I
Pass.
need it.
I don't know. I love the data just for fun, but if it starts affecting how you feel, consciously or even subconsciously, I just ditch it. Just get rid of it. But I like it, especially as a coach too, to see like how athletes recovering if it goes into training peaks and stuff.
I
can
know
look
there's a lot
back
of
at it.
HRV science out there and shit, but like one day that's going to be like, God, HRV didn't tell us a goddamn thing. It was bunk the whole time. I can't wait for that to happen, and I feel like it will.
Yeah, it might. It might.
Maybe. You got to look at the general trends though when you're looking at that. You can't just be like one day.
Yeah, but that's not how it's being portrayed to the world. They're like, well, your HRV needs to be about 80 or you're fucking dying.
But like you're an adult, you're gonna be tired all the time. That's just life. Maybe you
This-
have one bad sleep. You got 3 hours last night. Well, so what? Suck it up. Like day goes on.
I know. Well,
Well, if I didn't sleep at least 8 hours, then I'm not supposed to train, my coach said.
All right, Jack, pass or smash?
Pass.
pass. Pillar performance. Smash.
Well, what product?
All of
Just
it. I
all
used
of
that the joint one actually. Like I took it for like 6 to 8 weeks, and I used to have sore knees after track workouts. No more sore knees. Omega joint whatever pills.
Well, I was gonna say, I think that's like the fish oil ones, right?
Yeah, like they're so big you could get it stuck in your nostril.
Yeah, and you're supposed to take 3 of them at a time.
Oh yeah, I'm good at that now.
But they say that they're flavored, and I think that's so it's like you don't have the fish burps.
They taste
'Cause
like
I
orange.
have that's why I have the orange flavored ones, but they don't taste like anything. You just swallow them. But also because I don't like fish, I take them because I feel like I'm missing out on those good fatty.
You don't like raw
acid.
tuna?
I don't like any fish.
I gotta start taking the joint one. Maybe it'll heal my hip. I've been hammering the
there you
collagen, omega. I've been taking multi. I've been taking
Been
everything.
taking the tendon forte.
Tendon
I'm taking
forte.
tendon one. I mean, it's not a tendon injury, but I could take
You
it
don't
for
know.
fun.
Might be.
I take it for fun.
I take all kinds of supplements for fun. It's the best.
You like taking beef liver.
Yeah, gave me
That
a lot
one's
of-
totally legit. Like that's just the best source of vitamins. I'm
All
sure.
right. Real quick side tangent. Jackson's gonna love this one, and this is probably TMI, but I don't even care because this is my life, and I'm an open book. So many times during pre-race, I don't, have a problem with taking care of business and having some situations to where you just release a little bit of that stress in some way, shape, or form. But for Chattanooga, it was like 4 or 5 days. Nothing. Didn't even attend to any business. And maybe that's why I had so much raging stamina for the race. And I just felt like I was riding the bull.
Wait,
the whole
you
time.
had 5 days of constipation and you raced with that?
No, not a
not
bowel
constipation.
movement, an abstinence of a orgasmic.
Oh, I thought you were talking about taking
I
a
thought you
poop.
were talking about wow.
No, I really led that
I was
into
like,
the wrong.
oh my god, my stomach.
He's like, yeah,
No,
I
I
was
poop
15
every
pounds
day.
heavier on race day, but it went great.
About 8 pounds heavier on the morning, but no, that flow is great. I was talking about the other flow.
Okay.
And Jackson has always been like, nope.
I'm not always. This is
For years, you've been like, nope, boys, don't even touch it. Don't even look at her. Just sit on it. Don't.
probably suggested that one time as a joke like 8 years ago, and Nick's just never forgotten it.
I was like, Jackson never ever does it before. Or I gotta get my shit together. I can't be so weak-minded. I need to hold it in, build it up.
All right. This might not make the show. Next, That wasn't even on the pass or smash.
I know, but that was a side tangent, like I said. Okay, next one. This is for Garrick.
This
A
has been on there.
$1,300 baby stroller. Pass. Actually, smash.
Nick, you would 100% buy that if you had a baby. You'd be like, what's the most expensive one? Okay, I'll take it.
Porsche, if Porsche makes it.
I mean, what's the rolling resistance in the tires?
So it's
What are the
definitely got
bearings?
ceramic
Are there-
bearings. It's got ceramic
Okay.
bearings. It's
Oh my
full
God.
carbon, so it's super light.
Wait,
It folds off. It folds with one hand, so you can just pick it up.
and it's only
with one
1,300
hand. It
bucks?
just completely folds. And
battery
that
assisted?
includes the car seat as well.
Ooh, I feel like that's pretty good
It's a
though.
full
That
kit.
actually seems like you even say the word carbon in cycling, and it's like $5,000 automatically. So
That's a
I know.
twofer.
The ceramic bearings isn't true, I don't think, but I might replace them for ceramic bearings.
Wow.
Yeah.
But honestly, I didn't even get a choice. I was just told on what we were buying. So
Nice.
Is this a running stroller?
it's
Oh.
no, that's a different one. That
Those are
one's
another
$1,000. Yep. This is it's the Nuna Triv LX, I think.
Sounds French.
It was, yeah, and it's so funny because everyone wants this stroller. They had to do there was like out of stock for the longest time, and they did a pre-order for like 12 hours, and it sold out. And Morgan was like 11 o'clock at night. Morgan's like, "We have to order it. We got to do it now."
What? Oh,
It's like,
I'm seeing
oh,
it between
no.
$800 and $1,400 online right now.
Yeah, the
Man.
full travel setup is like 1,300 ish, or
Have
1,000
you-
something.
Have you set up your baby's like college fund yet?
What makes you think my baby's going to college?
Or trade school? Or
Your baby's gonna learn how to weld.
I don't think they'd be able to pass as a baby. It'd be pretty tough.
Well, Eric, I think you missed an opportunity because Louis Vuitton has a $9,900, Baby Dior $7,000, Silver Cross $6,000, Gucci $4,900, and Aston Martin $3,000. You could have gotten the Aston Martin egg stroller for $3,000.
No, $3,000. That's it.
And Lamborghini has one too for $5,300. Dude, you could have totally nailed this,
I know.
and you passed all of it away.
Hey, I will say though, I'm incredibly grateful. So this stroller, my dad actually bought this stroller for us, and then Morgan's grandmother bought us the running stroller, and then we had family buy us, like, we just had the baby shower, and we had like the bassinet. Someone bought us the bassinet, and a lot of like the big ticket items. We had
wow.
family buy it for us, so it's really nice. But this is still a very expensive venture, I must say.
You got a good family, man.
I
My
was
family,
Yeah.
I was literally just thinking, like, what if someone had like a pseudo like baby shower for themselves, but like I'm doing a triathlon shower, and then just put like, a wish
My race
list of
injury.
stuff.
On my bike.
people go fund me
My
for their
race running shoes are
triathlons.
$350.
All right, next one. Just adding more sealant to your training wheels.
Okay, I put this one in there. I want to know what you guys have to say.
Smash.
Just the
It
training
takes
wheels.
it takes literally 3 minutes. You get that little squeezy tube. You take the valve core out. You
I
squeeze
think
it in
he's
there.
saying
and
like instead of
inflate
fixing an issue, you just crank the sealant in there and you just hope it seals.
it.
Well,
Put
not
an
even.
extra
So
ounce.
if
what
you
about-
haven't, say you haven't had a flat in like 3 years, and you've been using the same tire, and you just every 3 months you just keep adding more sealant to the point where the inside
my
of it's got to
God.
be just full of
First off,
sealant.
that's impossible to happen. Okay, let's.
What are you supposed to do though?
You're
Like,
supposed to take the tire off and take the old dried up sealant out first.
No, that's not.
Okay.
That's like maybe every 6 months you would do that.
Yeah, but he said 3
Yeah,
years.
every 6 months to a year. Like if you're only riding outside for half the year, I would say do that every year. But pass or smash, training wheels, just adding more sealant.
I'll smash because it's funny.
I'll smash it.
Yeah.
I'll smash
Smash.
it, but I don't know
Smash
how
for
to
sure.
do that.
Caveat to that: new race tires every race. Pass or smash.
I did do this at
Pass.
one time, but I'm passing now because I'm too poor and I can't even race anymore.
I used to smash that, but I'm starting to think that the more you use a race tire, the less puncture resistant it is, but the better the rolling resistance.
Maybe.
I think you can get like a solid 3 or 4 races out of them.
I'm a 3 max, especially if it's in one Ironman 2 half. Get out of here, tire. You're
Yeah.
dead.
Yep, training now.
yeah.
Okay,
All right.
mine's the next one. Coaching someone, but it's only in one sport, and you just send them the workouts, and they decide when to do them.
This is a weird concept.
I guess it depends on the
Are there any-
athlete, though.
Are there any caveats? Like you can't put all 3 of your like hard runs back to back or something?
But
No,
I would
they
assume
decide fully, and they're pro athletes, so they have some experience.
No rules.
Oh,
Just like I gave you
smash.
30
if they're a pro
workouts this
athlete,
week.
smash.
I would pass.
If I was sending Cody Beal's bike workouts, I would smash that for sure.
That might be for Cody Bills.
He's got
All
an
right.
Ironman coming up this weekend. Plug to Cody Beals. Good
Brazil.
luck. Also, though, I'm kind of like, I'm happy he told people I'm coaching, but I'm also like, maybe I shouldn't, because like now I feel like the pressure's on me if he, you know what I mean? If he doesn't have a good bike.
You've been doing it for a while though, and he's had a lot of success. So like, I think it's been already
How
proven
long
to
have
be
you been
good.
coaching him?
No, not a long time.
I
Like,
figure you've given him a lot of key sessions by proxy.
yeah, maybe, but like, I haven't been coaching him. I started coaching him this year in like, I think it was January. It might have been February, January, I think this year.
Well,
And we'll see. I think he's ready for a solid day. I mean, it's different. Like, he's not a high volume guy, right? So it's not like I'm like, here's the best possible bike plan you could ever do, and go do it. It's more like, okay, how much is he actually going to do? How can we get the most out of the time he's actually going to realistically bike for? And he's done pretty well. Like, he's been most consistent on the bike out of the 3 sports, which is the total opposite of what he typically has been in his career. So hoping that results in a solid day for him.
Is he doing Brazil? Ironman Brazil?
Brazil.
Brazil.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're coming up on time. Let's go through these last things real freaking quick. We won't even play a song, but
Grinds my gear.
we will play that snippet. Thank you, Garrick. You're on it, man. What a G. All right. This one got me the other day, and like literally I just shake my head and I get pissed and I move on, but it just really bothers me. And it's always somebody over the age of like 60, and I don't understand why. Riding in the oncoming, like I'm on the with traffic bike lane and somebody's riding opposite like we would run, you know, to try to make sure no one's going to hit you from behind. But like riding a bike into oncoming traffic just doesn't add up to me. It hits different. So I think that's stupid.
I agree.
I
I
agree.
agree.
Okay. Who put cyclists who run stop signs? Do you know in
Okay.
Utah that stop signs are treated as yield signs, Garrick?
Same in Colorado.
that is the caveat to this.
Okay.
Is people who just blow through them
Oh.
full speed, don't even look. They're like, well, it's an all way, so I'm just going to go through it. They give cyclists such a bad rap, and they just fly through it head down. And it's like, at least like yield, like at least
Yeah.
stop pedaling, please.
Yeah.
Look both ways. It scares the heck out of me.
I actually got a ticket for not stopping at a stop sign in Del Mar, California. I blew through that bastard at 30 miles an hour. I knew it was safe because I could see it clearly, but a cop was hiding and he cited me for that bastard.
Dang it.
$30.
Yeah,
30
don't
bucks,
do
that's
that.
it?
This is back in 2012 when things were cheap.
Man.
All right, let's spin some cranks, some positives. We don't have a song for this unless Garrick made one, did you?
What spins my crank?
All right. I think this is just it's a last little show note where we want to just end on a positive note. And, you know, this happened today. I walked up to the pool. Everybody decided to show up on Memorial Day at noon for some reason when it's normally quiet as hell. The pool cleaner's there kicking people out. Anyways, annoying. This person looks at me and says, "Hey, would you like to share my lane? We can split. I don't mind."
Oh.
High five. You're getting a Christmas card, whoever you are. I love it when that happens.
That's awesome.
Thanks
That's
for that.
great. I like that too.
Excellent.
I put this one. It's training partners who always do your workouts.
Yeah, no
They-
questions.
That's actually
just-
called a training bitch, not a training partner.
Whoa. Whoa. I don't know.
I'm just saying. So I don't have a lot of training partners in Fort Collins, but
Oh, now
my-
I feel bad. You're gonna. Damn, I take it back because you're gonna name some.
no. You should call them a
But
bitch
they're
because you
awesome. They're the best, but they're not really a training partner because you're not training for them. They're training. You know what I mean?
But Ben Nelson, shout out. He's like my go-to guy. He works
Oh,
full
it's a
time
guy.
job.
Okay, I feel less bad now.
So he's like my ride partner on the weekends, and Todd sometimes comes too. But
It's your
Todd's
ride
getting
or
shoulder
die.
surgery. But But I'll just show up and he'll be like, all right, what's the workout? Or like the day before, I'm like, this is the workout. And he's like, great. Okay, awesome. I'll just do that. And then he just does the workout with me, which is amazing.
They just want to ride behind you and stare at your butt.
No, he doesn't. But and a lot of times though, however, I'm like, oh, it's just a steady ride, and it's like a 4 or 5 hour ride. But then he pushes the pace. He's a pace pusher because anytime there's somebody up the road, it's like ingrained in his brain that he has to go chase them.
Is he a half-wheeling son of a gun?
No, he's not a half-wheeler, but he will drag you to pass everybody. And I'm like, wait, we're supposed to ride 160 watts today.
But if you go aero, or do you riding a road bike?
I'm on my TT
ride
bike.
a road bike. She's
If you go aero and you draft, you could be going 160 when he's going like 280.
Yeah, at camp, every time we're at camp, I'm like...
We're the same size.
I'm riding 230 watts, and Lisa's like in aero at 130 watts, just peeling away from us. I'm like, Lisa, would you just... It's not... Jeez.
No. Anyways, yeah, training partners who will do your workouts with you. Those are when.
I agree with that 100%.
Garrick, this is yours, I bet.
No, but that definitely spins my crank.
That's mine, too.
Ooh.
Yeah, go ahead, Lisa.
This is gas stations that don't charge you when you fill up your bottles with soda. Like sometimes you just go to the gas station, you're getting some water, and I'm filling up like a spare bottle with Coca-Cola, and I just show up and I just have those 2 bottles.
Pretty sure that's just stealing.
Yeah, that's stealing.
No, you bring up your bottles to the cashier and you're said, okay, this one has water, this one has, I filled it up with like Coke. And a lot of like 50% of the time in the past 2 years, they've just been like, don't worry about it.
You know why? It's because that the cup they have to charge you for is more expensive than the stupid Coke. I guarantee it. The cup's probably like 80 cents, and then the Coke's probably like 2.
Yeah, but they're just like, go ahead. But if I buy something else, they're like a bag of Snickers or something, they'll charge me for everything. But they've just been giving me free soda a lot, so those are great gas stations.
It's a hack. This
last one's Jackson's for sure.
Oh yeah, hot cold therapy spas. Go do it. It's a good time. There's one in St. George. I mean, here's my thing. As an occasional thing, I love it. It's great. Nice little mental reset. The one I went to at Blue Mountains is like, it's like outside. There's just like trees. You've got these lounge chairs. You're not supposed to like talk loudly. It's like a quiet thing, and you just clear your mind. It's pretty sick.
Well, the one at St. George is just an excuse for all the girls to have their butts out. I guarantee it. You go there and you're like, why is everyone in a thong? What is happening in this society?
Nick's like, why am I not the only one in a thong right now?
I'm like, I'm in a Speedo and I'm not even important anymore.
All right, guys. And with that, I think it's time that we take her out. So until next time, peace. Out.
I got ish to do, flying through the sky in my parachute, dancing on the couch like I'm Tommy Cruise on a one-man mission trying to see it through.